I have a heavy chest today, and I am going to share it with you today. Have you ever asked yourself, why am I at a specific place? Why am I at a specific country, a specific city? Why am I living here? Have you ever asked yourself that? Because I've been asking myself that lately, especially today. I don't know, it was so strong, this ask. Like, what am I doing here? I came to Switzerland in 2008, and I came here because of work. I just wanted better career opportunities than the ones that I had in Spain. And I've heard that Switzerland was in need of IT engineers, and as I'm an IT engineer, besides a yoga teacher, I thought, let me come here, and I have heard very good things about Switzerland. So my expectations were really very, very high. And I've been here since 2008, as I said, 18 years. That's a lot of years. And I worked in many different companies, one, my dream company, and I did many different types of jobs. And that was the reason why I came to Switzerland, looking for better career opportunities, looking for more professionalism, right? More recognition, more a better way of doing things, right, than in Spain, which then I found it's not the case. But that was the expectation that I had of Switzerland, being a country that is much more professional, much more advanced. This is what you hear when you are in South European countries. This is what you hear about Switzerland, about Scandinavian countries. And it's very, I mean, it's farther from the truth. Yes, let's put it like that. Of course, we know that Switzerland has a strong economy. So for sure, there are things that they do better than Spain and than Italy and even than Norway and than any other countries. But there are also things that Spain does better. The quality of life, how to treat people, the level of education that we have. It's much higher than here in Switzerland. And I came here to Switzerland for that, for better career opportunities, better job prospects, for looking to learn and to improve myself, right? To find out about better ways of doing things, better way of living, in essence, evolving, right? That's what I was looking for when I came here, when I moved here. And did I found that? To be honest with you, I didn't. No, I didn't. When it comes to to work, there are things that are done better here in Switzerland. There are things that are done better in Spain. When I was working in Spain, I had good conditions at the workplace, because I worked in international companies, and I had, for Spanish standards, especially like for Barcelona, I had okay salary. I was making it some 1,500 euros. It's not like, okay, the salaries that you make in Switzerland is like 5 times more, but in Switzerland it's as well more. Switzerland is as more expensive. In everything, it's private. If you get sick, you have to pay yourself. Really, I mean, you have a health insurance. Like here in Switzerland, there's a health insurance, and until I get covered by the health insurance, I have to pay 11,000. 10,000, no, even more, like $13 myself, $13,000 myself. So hello, learn. So I came I came here for that, right? To improve, to evolve. And I cannot really think that I found what I was looking for. You know, this reminds me to a tarot reader. You know, she used to have a YouTube channel. She used to be so good. I haven't found her channel anymore. She was very attractive as well. She just had an aura and allure. It was really very nice. And she was very good with the tarot, the way she will talk, she will explain it. It was really very good. So I remember her saying that she always wanted to do the Santiago's way, you know, the one that goes to northern Spain, you know, Santiago de Compostela, the cathedral, the famous cathedral. And then she said that she found someone halfway, you know, when she was doing it, and that person told her, like, that person like grabbed her like this and told her like, there's nothing there, you know, there's nothing there, like there's nothing there to be found at the end of this San Jacob's way, you know. And like this, you know, and she just remembered, you know, how he was trembling. He was shaking her and telling her, looking her firmly, there's nothing there, there's nothing there, you know, there's nothing there. and and I guess that's the same for me with Switzerland and with everyone who wants to come here. You know, there is nothing here really. You know, in the sense that we imagine, you know, like, oh, this much better. Of course, it's better in some ways, but not better in other ways. You know, it's like any other country, you know. And now that I'm boiling some water, guys, to drink. So let me just turn it off because otherwise I'm gonna be left without water. Yeah, so he shaked her like there's nothing there, there's nothing there. And then still she went, you know, of course she did it was halfway, so she finished the way. And so, and I think she said that is true, that there was nothing there once she arrived, right? That she has like these so high expectations. And I think this is what it happened to me, you know, with Switzerland. I had so high expectations when I finally found a job here, even though they were paying me much less, very less than they should pay me. I was happy to be here because I thought I could grow professionally, you know. I don't think that I've done, I would like to say that I've done here work that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do in Spain. But that's not the truth. That's not true. You know, when I look back, even like when I started doing internships in Spain, you know, my internships were very interesting. I was doing very interesting jobs. So here in Switzerland, working for different organizations, I don't think there is work that I could have not done in here, that I needed to come here to do, let's put it that way, you know. So now that I am, you know, I'm going through some challenging moments in my life, you know, some heartache, and I am rethinking life, you know, rethinking even like the corporate world, you know, everything that we have been taught. Like you study, you know, you get good degrees, and then you will have a good life. And what I found is that there are many people, you know, there are many people in corporations that they don't have that high degrees. It was just that they were lucky, you know. They were many times lucky to be at the right place, you know, to be surrounded by the right people, to have support at the workplace and with family, with friends, you know, who made them believe in themselves, you know. So, so I just don't think that I don't know. I just How can I say this, guys? I just think personally that unless you are retired, like genetically retired, with all my respect to the people who are genetically retired, unless you are really genetically retired, you know, I don't think there is really nothing that we humans cannot do. You know what I'm saying? Like people who work in these corporations, or they do like work and everyone's like, oh wow, wow, wow. I really don't think that they are better than me, they are better than you, they are better than anyone else, you know. I think they many times they just happen to be at the right place at the right time, having the right environment. The environment is everything, guys. It's everything. When you have the right environment, you can do many, many things. And you know, I am disappointed a little bit, you know. I'm disappointed. I don't know if I'm disappointed with Switzerland. Well, yeah, I think with Switzerland I was disappointed many years ago. But I think I'm disappointed maybe like with society, maybe with the promise that we were given about our work prospects, you know. If we will study, we will go to university, we will do this and do that. And you know, I studied so hard all my life. I went to very good schools, and then I studied very hard. You know, I'm always studying. I just love learning. I speak 5 languages, and I'm a yoga teacher. I study as well IT and many other certifications after that. And I sometimes feel like, how can I say this? It's not that I feel that was not for nothing. I don't want to say that. I just feel like I could have achieved many of the things that I wanted to achieve without having to fight so hard, let's say. Not fight, but just to learn so much, you know, to study so much, you know. I did it, I mean, I always did it because I wanted to. All the studying that I did was because I wanted to. Except IT as well was because I wanted to, but that was like my first university degree. So it was to improve my career, my life, right? But then after that, you know, it's like I've been with people who have been in positions that didn't match really the level of competence, the level of expertise. You know, I had to be doing their jobs, I have to be solving their issues, and they was supposedly, you know, making much more than me and having a higher position than me, you know. Who knows, maybe it could be that I was misplaced in that role, in that position. I should have been in another role, in another position, fitting my expertise. It wasn't them probably they were at the right level, but it was me. I should have been at another level, maybe in another company, in another organization. I just guys, I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm doing something at the oven. I bought something for the first time from a supermarket here. Some empanadillas, and I'm gonna eat them. If you don't mind, I can eat them with you here. I usually don't like eating, you know, like going live, but I mean, it's a small bite, small pieces, and I wouldn't want to finish this live now. It's been live only for 14 minutes. So, speaking my heart out, I just question like, what am I doing here? What am I doing in this country? Like I came here, you know, to have better career prospects, to do job that maybe I could not do in Spain, you know, work with people, with corporations and so. And to be honest, I had very good colleagues in Spain as well. They did as well amazing job. And many of those colleagues actually, they are as well moved abroad. So though they could have been my colleagues here in Switzerland as well at the workplace. So I don't know, I just feel disappointed. I think the feeling that I'm having is quite common nowadays, you know. I think it's because of so much job instability, right? We were promised that if we study, if we do this, we do that, then we will have a stable life, you know, secure life, and a good life, you know, and we will be recompensated for our efforts. And I just found that I have not been compensated enough for my efforts. And currently, when I'm talking about this, you know, in combination with what I'm going through at a more emotional level, I have like a stein, or how do you say, a stone on my chest, you know, stone on my chest. I've been doing those yoga exercises that helps to open your chest, and stretchings. They have been very good, very helpful, but I need to do them every day. And I just, I don't know, today, you know, I went to a business center to work, and I had to do some work in the computer, you know, physically, like Word and so. And then it just dawned to me, you know, that I am not doing well. Because, you know, I'm going through some painful experience. And I am not doing well. And I guess it's normal. But also, it makes me question, like, what am I doing here in this place, in this country? You know, I think I feel like anything that I can do now, like I could do it somewhere else, you know. But then today, but then I got home like 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, I need to be here because I'm going to make a lot of money with social media, and I need to have a place like this because of my taxes. Because in countries such as Spain, you know, the creators, the content creators, the influencers, they go to Andorra. I don't know how you say in English. I guess it's the same. They go to Andorra because the taxes are much lower. Because in Spain, if you are an influencer, you make money, or if you are independent, you have your own company, you make money, thousands of dollars. My gosh, you're gonna suffer really when it comes to the taxes. So I guess that is the reason maybe you need to be here in Switzerland. You know, guys, let me just take my food. Like this is what I'm gonna eat. I just did it in the oven. It was frozen, and then I just did it. It's the first time I'm trying this. It's so hot. Oh, and I think it's just it spent too much time on the oven, but let's see. Let's see. So what I was going to say is that there are I don't know. I don't know exactly what else I'm going to say, but I can say other things, you know. Like yeah, I guess that's why I'm here in Switzerland. Yeah. What I was going to say is that you know when you get to a point when you have a lot of money, it's like it doesn't matter really where you live. It's very nice. It's made of oh I don't know how they are called in English. Champignon, they are called in French. They are like it's like this. It's like a cream. It's so hot. Yeah, I think it gets to a point that when you have so much money, you can live anywhere. So you need to live in a place that it's more advantageous from you from a tax perspective. It is so hot. You know, these are vegetables, and I thought they will be pure vegetables, but it's like a cream. Yeah. So I have this friend, acquaintance friend. He's, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but almost. You know, he's the typical one who buys his customized helicopter, customized yacht. He has a house in Marbella. He has a house in an apartment in Dubai. He's building a you know amazing apartment here in Switzerland. So he has a lot of money. And he was living in Spain, and he told me that he loved it, and he told me that he left because of the taxes. So he has a house there, and every 2 months he goes there. So and then he goes as well to Dubai because he has a fintech company and he has employees in Dubai. So he yeah, he said that he moved from Spain to Switzerland. He's Swiss, but he doesn't like too much. He said he moved from Spain to Switzerland in the end because of the taxes. Yeah, so yeah, what I was saying is that yeah, when you get to a point when you have so much money, it's like you can the world is you are a citizen of truly a citizen of the world, you know, you can live anywhere. Anywhere. And this is what I've found. Like I've came across people recently who have a lot of money. Like one, he's from the States, he's in the music industry, and he comes to Switzerland like 11 times per year, you know, so often. And when it's cold, it's winter somewhere, he just takes a helicopter and a private jet and he flies somewhere. So I guess, yeah, it gets to a point that what you really need to see when you have a lot of money, what you have to see is where is the most convenient place for you to live in terms of taxes. I've heard that there's one family that I know, and they have, well, I know the wife, the woman, and they have a friends, I was a couple friends, and they're always moving because they have so much money, and because of taxes, they cannot be too long in a too long time in a specific way, in a specific place, because otherwise the taxes they go up. Even here in Switzerland, can you believe it? Like even another one, I know another one. She has art. You know, she sells art, and she's famous with royalty. You know, I'm not gonna say the place. And she only stays in Switzerland for 6 months max because of the taxes. Otherwise, they go high up very high. So since I'm gonna be a billionaire, multimillionaire, I guess I need to be here. I don't know. I just wonder, like, what is really tying me here in Switzerland? Before, it was like this feeling of grandiose of working like for this other corporation, but now not anymore. So what is really holding me here? What am I doing here? I mean, I have a very good social cycle. I love my church where I go. I grow so much. Now I'm involved there in the welcoming team. I love, and I coach some people, you know, from my church, and it's very nice because they trust me. I have the art of living, you know, and the ashram, the German ashram, is just 4 hours away from here. So that is so convenient. Then it's such a blessing to, such a wonderful place, you know, to go. I just met a girl recently from Ukraine, but she's been living here since the things happened with Ukraine, and she goes there every month. She told me that she started like the past 2 months going there every month. She said she decided to do that because especially when you're going through stuff, it really helps you. So I think I need to start going there more often, and being just 4 hours away just does so much good to me. I was there a month ago. Actually, it will be time to go there. I also like to think, or today I was thinking, maybe one of the reasons why I have to be here is because the things that I want to do, like in terms of entrepreneurship and so with social media, I think here has a lot of potential to grow, you know, to grow and to have an impact, to teach other people, do events for other women in English. There's a huge English community regarding personal branding, you know, things that I'm learning now. I can teach them later, you know. So I'm just reflecting aloud, journaling aloud here. I should write, actually. Book and paper. It's that I write so much more than most people. Not less than a friend of mine that I have. I have a friend, she's always writing, boom, 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 boom. Like every 10 minutes she's writing. And all my notebooks are empty. Sometimes I will buy like 3 4 notebooks because I know that I write so much and so. And now they are all empty. I mean, they are all almost full. So that's why I don't know, I haven't been so inclined to write, because whenever I write, for me it's like a ritual. I like to have my notebook clean and use it just for that. So I need to buy some new notebooks. And look, guys, this is empanadillas. Look, this is a little bit different. This has red beans. This is like Mexican inside. This one was made of mushrooms. Maybe I'll finish this one before mixing. Made of mushrooms, so good. And this is made like of chili. It's very good. It's the first time I'm eating this. Guys, I normally don't eat like these things that are processed, frozen. Though this is like normal food, right? But I normally don't. I just prefer to cook myself, like boiled potatoes, boiled eggs, salad. Well, that's not cooking, but I'm just saying, like, things that I cook at home. Before I used to, like, take one recipe and I will just reproduce it, like, at least once a week. I remember taking, like, one recipe and reproduce, one recipe and reproduce. Now, it's been a while I haven't done that. Because when you, excuse me, when you take a recipe and you reproduce, it takes energy as well, because you need to check the ingredients, go by, and so. So, yeah, so I need to buy a notebook. There is a multimillionaire from Spain. He's a mentor. He teaches other people how to become a millionaire, multimillionaire. And I stopped last September doing his programs. Before that, I did 3. And I think now I'm gonna start again in September. Usually in September, he has programs. I think, he coaches you and it forces you to like do stuff. I think last year I was too tired. It was just too much. Yeah. I'm just questioning all my life, guys. I'm gonna on Sunday is my birthday. Maybe it's because of that. Somebody told me that when our birthday comes, during the month of our birthday, we feel a little bit more down. It's just that most people don't notice that. But I notice it, I feel a little bit down. And this person told me this 20 years ago. So I was 20 years younger. So imagine. I'm thinking, like, why are other women so jealous of other women's youth age? Like, I remember that woman, she was 30 years older than me. And supposedly she was a therapist. And she just mistreated me psychologically so bad. This is so nice. Yeah, so I like my like social cycle here in terms of like the groups, the activities that I do. I don't have like many friends. It's a pity. I wish. But like the church I go to, like I said, I'm part of the welcome group. The church is amazing. The pastors are amazing. The events that we have are amazing. And and I've started coaching people there, and it's so nice to coach, Christians. They trust me. It is an amazing feeling. And maybe I will be doing coaching of yoga to some women that just gave birth. That will be very nice. That I like very much. And I say the art of living here as well. We have a center in Zurich, so that's very nice. Not everybody has a center in the cities. We have here, we meet, we gather. And as I said, the ashram is only 4 hours away. I think I've been a little bit isolated. Because last year I had surgery, guys. I was healing. I could not move, like I usually do, that I go here, I go there. Like usually, since 2023, I said to myself, I'm going to come to India every year. Because 2023, I went there for teacher training, yoga teacher training. 2024, I went there for a prenatal postnatal teacher training. Then last year, I couldn't go. And this year, I didn't go. And traveling, going there, and even like when the Art of Living founder is here, there are events, people meet, I have not been doing that. That has been missing in my life a lot. So I need to do more of group activities with like-minded people. I don't know, I think I'm as well a little bit reflective because I'm becoming older. Thank God. But romantically speaking, I am not in life where I think I should be, where I always wanted to be. Guys, when I was, leader, I used to think like one day when I'll be all like, and I would think like 25, 26, I will be married and I have to have children. And what is today, 25, 26? That is nothing. And then years went by, and I didn't get married, didn't have children, and I will want to. But the Swiss society, Swiss is not a easy place. Even the world altogether, people don't want to get married anymore. People are getting divorced as well so easily. People don't want commitment. I sometimes wonder, will I ever have a child? And for me, having it on my own is not an option. I have a previous colleague from Denmark. She had a baby 4 years ago on her own, and she said that there are so many women in Denmark having babies on their own. I found it tough, 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 tough. Mm. Mm. It's good. Hi. Tomorrow on Sundays, guys, I go to meet the Art of Living group. So we do a sadhana together. So tomorrow I won't be doing sadhana with you. And yeah, I want to get into the habit of doing it every day and recording it here, going live. I think that creates such a good energy. The Purpose of Life. There's a book I was once recommended. I never read it, but I want to read it. I think it's from Viktor Frank. I think it's called the men looking for purpose, something like that. He's a Jewish Holocaust survivor, and he wrote that book. It's a bestseller. I think I should read it. The thing is that I have so many books I should read, so many meaningful books. Ay, loneliness. You know, there are people who are married and they have children. They have, family around them, mother, parents, siblings, and they still feel lonely. And there are other people who live alone, that they are not, they have like social activities, and they feel so full, inside. They don't feel lonely because they are with other people, you know. I once did a spiritual Catholic retreat, and I met a guy like that, He was not living like in a monastery. He was just fully integrated in society, doing a life in society, but just but he was celibate and he was just doing like the monk's life. But he was completely in the society, going to organization events and helping people, with the word of God, in person. And someone asked him, like, don't you feel lonely? And he was like, no, not at all, because I spend the whole day with people. So when I come in my apartment, I'm just happy to have my peace, because he will leave home like at 7 and not come back like until 7 or 9 p.m., So he was happy to be home and to be on his own. I think at the end of the day, it's all about purpose. It's like what I told you before, right? About that man who was married for 20, 30 years, have children, then one day he decided, I don't want this life anymore. A churchman, I think it's because it was not fulfilling to him, that life anymore. Maybe he wanted to be alone. maybe maybe he never he didn't, maybe he never wanted to marry that woman. I don't know. Maybe he married her because she was pregnant, maybe. At that time, maybe she turned out pregnant, or maybe someone, I don't know, maybe he felt pressure, maybe from family, from environment to marry her. Because everyone was saying that they were a good couple, or I don't know. And then they marry, they have children, this and that. Life went by, he fulfilled his obligations. And then after 30 years, he was like, I never wanted this life. Maybe I did, but I never wanted this life with you. This was not my own decision. This was a decision that was just pressured, by my environment, our environment. And because life it's only one, then she decided, now I want to be free. Now I want to be free. I want to have my own space. I want to do things on my own terms. That doesn't mean that I don't love my children. That just means that I don't want to share a life with you anymore. But I still love my children. And I am thankful that you have given me these children. But I don't want to share. I don't want to be your husband anymore. I don't know, maybe that's what it happened. I don't know. Life is so unpredictable, right? We don't know what is going on in people's mind, in people's hearts, how people may be feeling, even if they are surrounded by people who love them, a brother, a sister, parents. I think it all boils down to not feeling content with yourself, to not feeling fulfilled inside of you. Well, I'm just gonna finish this live here. Tomorrow, maybe on Instagram, I'll show you the place where I go into the practice together with other Art of Living members. Maybe, I don't know. Haven't been feeling like being with my camera, here and there. Oh, I have such a heavy heart, guys. I have a very heavy heart. I should do that chest opening exercise every day. It's a yin yoga exercise, very good. You open your chest and you breathe in, breathe out there for a few minutes. That will do me good. I hope to see you in the next life, and these lives will be like this, I mean, the talking ones, just speaking my heart out, no script, Tell me, I always read the comments, Tell me your comments, your reflections in the comments.